You look back over the history of the United States, you see, you know, liberals brought us the United States to begin with. Thomas Jefferson was a product of the Enlightenment. These guys were all pointing to the Enlightenment. So brought us literally the United States of America, brought us the right to free speech, brought us the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. All of them brought, liberals brought the end of slavery. Liberals brought the right to vote and expanded the right to vote, first to freed slaves, then to women. Liberals brought you the weekend. Liberals defined decent wages, workman's comp, workplace benefits, the vacation. Liberals brought you the weekend. I mean, literally, parental paid time off. Liberals brought you public education, free public education, and raised millions out of poverty. Science, medicine, rural electricity, writes Joshua Eric Turcotte over at the Quora website. And all of these things, even the GI Bill, which was passed after World War II, the Republicans fought against the GI Bill, which provided benefits to 8 million American veterans. More than 8 million of them used just the college benefits, as my father did. I can't think of anything that the Republicans have brought us, certainly in my lifetime, of any comparable benefit, and yet the Republicans are running around right now saying it's time to take down the New Deal and the Great Society. You know, all this list of things that I just read. So with us on the line right now is Julio Rivera. He is the editorial director at Reactionary Times, columnist with Newsmax, right-wing news, and Politichicks, reactionarytimes.com, the website. Oh, yeah, it's Julio is his Twitter handle. Hey, Julio, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Tom. I was listening to you there just for a moment, and I couldn't help but realize that you omitted the fact that the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendments were
Julio.
Republican Party.
Hey, Julio.
Credit to liberals.
Hey, Julio.
That's not true.
Julio, can you pick up your phone? I can't hear you.
Okay. Hi, Tom. Can you hear me better now?
Yes. Now I can hear you. So start over again. I couldn't hear you.
And I have to say this because I listened to what you said as we were leading into my segment. The 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendments were brought to America by the Republican Party.
When the Republicans were liberals, yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm talking liberal conservative, not Democrat Republican.
The other part of it, too, is who filibustered the Civil Rights Act in 1964 for 57 days?
Conservatives.
The Democrat Party. There was no switching of ideologies. That's such a big
It was conservatives. It was Southern conservatives. It was Strom Thurmond. I was alive then, Julio. I remember. They were conservatives.
Switch parties, and you can't base him. You can't.
So
base the
please
fact that
tell me anything that conservatives have brought us.
Saying that the entire thing switched. That's not true.
Julio, in the 66 years I've been on this planet, I cannot think of one single thing conservatives have brought us that has been of benefit to the United States. Can you please name one?
Really? Listen. Conservative reforms are the only thing that's going to bring back this
Please name one.
You know, listen to the cutting taxes in the 80s. Cutting taxes in the 80s led to an economic boom.
No, it did not.
Are you kidding me?
No, yes, cutting taxes in the 80s led to the biggest crash since the Great Depression.
Demagogue cutting taxes, hyperinflation, all these things, but there's no proof to it. In the 1980s, we grew by leaps and bounds.
We actually grew slower in the 80s than we did in the 70s, 60s, or 50s, Julio. Look it up.
Democrat John F. Kennedy as well. So it's not like it hasn't been done on both sides.
Julio, we grew.
A blue dog Democrat.
You are completely
what we have today.
You are completely reinventing history. First of all, John Kennedy.
You're reinventing history, my man.
John Kennedy campaigned on raising taxes on rich people by closing loopholes, dropping the top rate and closing the loopholes. He campaigned on it. He debated Richard Nixon on it. I may even have the audio to play for.
Nobody disagrees with that, but I mean, but the rates across the board should be brought down as they were in the 80s. Reagan gave tax cuts to every, on
Reagan's
every level
cutting taxes exploded the deficit, Julio. Your choice. Which would you rather have? Lower taxes on billionaires
and
a huge deficit or no deficit?
Nobody's going to argue that. But that had a little bit more to do with Tip O'Neill.
But, Julio, so let me get this straight. Let me hang on just a second. Let me just get this straight. I just said, okay, in the last 66 years, can you think of anything that conservatives have brought us that has been a benefit to the United States? And you said basically tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires.
No, tax cuts for everyone.
Okay, tax cuts for everyone.
That's what we should have.
I would argue that that did not do
in order to make it more competitive for smaller and mid-sized businesses to compete with the large corporatists.
Then why have the smaller and mid-sized businesses been wiped out by big corporations?
That favors the rich, but it's not because of Donald Trump, and it's not because of conservative policy.
So the only thing from the last 60-plus years that conservatives have done that has been, in your opinion, of benefit to America is cutting taxes in the 80s. Is that what you're saying?
How about the fact that we defeated communism? How about that? You want to give Reagan credit for that?
I think that you could safely say that was brought to you by liberals.
You're opposed to because you believe in communism and socialism. That's where the divide comes in, Tom.
Julio, you are unable to identify anything that conservatives have done for Americans.
No, I did. So, we cut taxes. We increased the military. We brought, we ended the scourge of the USSR. I mean, I think that's a positive thing. We brought some semblance of, their version of capitalism to Russia, but at least we did that. I mean, those are good things. We consistently fight for life. Do you think that liberalism, which has killed millions and millions, it's been a genocide of the black community after Roe versus Wade. Do you think that that's something positive in this country? Why is the black community still only 13% of the population for the last 100 years? I'll tell you why. Because of Planned Parenthood.
This is bizarre, Julio. So your solution, you're saying that the good thing that conservatives would do for America if they had an opportunity with regard to abortion is outlawing it altogether. Do I have that correct?
No, not outlawing it altogether. Give it back to the states. Let them decide how they want to run it. But there has to be
so some people can live in
liberals nowadays. They want late-term abortion up to the birth. That's inhumane.
So once again, Julio, you are unable to identify anything that conservatives have brought us.
Over and over again doesn't make it true. I did identify. I identified three things.
No, and I'm disputing them. I'm saying that the restrictions on abortion lead to actually more abortions, and they lead to greater dangers for women. The tax cuts that Trump brought us. If he keeps talking over me, just pot him down a little bit, please. The tax cuts that Bush brought us and that Reagan brought us just exploded the distance between very, very rich and very, very poor in America.
Bush was not as comprehensive, and he should have been more.
I'm not seeing anything here.
Bush was a little bit more further to the left, obviously, than Reagan was.
And then Steve Bannon comes along and says, yes, Trump is doing away with the CSRs because he wants to destroy Obamacare. He wants to destroy health care for Americans, for low-income Americans.
He wants to expand choices for Americans. And the interstate sale of insurance and taking away what's referred to as either mandatory minimums or essential benefits, people should be able to purchase a la carte what they want. Why should I have to pay for a sex change for somebody across the country if I don't feel
because we're all in the same pool, Julio?
My religious values. Why should I have to pay for
because
abortion?
We're all in the same pool. Why should I pay taxes when I don't have kids in schools?
We shouldn't be in the same pool. No, because making one direct pool to me is a violation of the First Amendment.
What?
It's a violation of the First Amendment.
So you think that if somebody is drawing Social Security and you disagree with their lifestyle, that you shouldn't pay into Social Security?
Well, nobody said anything about Social Security. Now you're taking one.
Well, I'm taking your logic, which is, you don't like that the government is helping somebody out that you don't like.
If I don't believe in, let's say I'm like Rick Santorum, and I don't believe in birth control. Rick Santorum has like 8 to 10 kids or something like that. If you don't believe in birth control, then why should you have to pay it if it violates your First Amendment right to freedom of religion?
So somebody who doesn't believe, somebody who doesn't believe
into a system that's providing birth control and abortion. That's wrong. That's morally wrong.
This is bizarre. Julio Rivera, reactionarytimes.com is the website. You can tweet him at, oh yeah, it's Julio. Julio, thanks for dropping by today.
Hey, thank you so much, Tom. Always a pleasure.
Good talking to you. We'll be back.